He is a member of the provincial legislature in Gauteng and is one of 3 people who've shown interest in leading the Democratic Alliance. The party will this month nominate an interim leader to replace Makashule Gana is my guest this morning. Very good morning to you.
Good morning.
I was asking if you were tired after recovering from watching the Springboks, and you said you were exhausted because you ran the Soweto Marathon in 3 hours, 38 minutes. Congratulations.
Thanks so
Are you
much.
going to be as successful in the DA race for leadership?
You need to keep running. You need to get used to running. It's not easy in the beginning, but once you get used to it, it becomes easier. So that's, I think, for me, the reason why I put my hand up for this position. It's the events of the last few weeks, and I said, and I was like, what are the opportunities for us as a DA? We almost have a vacuum at the political center, and that's a vacuum that I believe that the DA should occupy, and I want to lead the DA towards moving it into the political center, when we talk unambiguously about the issues of economic justice. How best do we redress the legacy of apartheid and remove it from this country? So that's something that has motivated me to raise my hand up, and also the calls from our members, our activists across the country. And I believe that this moment, it's an opportune moment for us to move the DA into the political center.
Race was a big issue in all of this. You know, who knows how important it was, but it certainly was the placard behind all of this. Here you are, a black man going for the top job. How is that going to work?
Race in South
Tell us what it means within the DA.
I mean, race in South Africa will always be a big issue, because we are talking about over 300 years that race was used to exclude, to discriminate against the vast majority of South Africans. We need to also not only deal with the race issue, we need to deal with the gender issues. I mean, for too long, women in this country were oppressed. They still oppressed in many communities, and these are the issues that the DA should be at the forefront of addressing, and that's what.
So before we go into those issues, I mean, let's just clear this up. I mean, so you are confident that you will be able to open up this party, because you know, the party's left a lot of people confused about what role blacks, whites, people of colour will play in it. What sort of stand and statement can you make within the DA, what the party stands for?
I mean, for me, the party stands for non-racialism. The party stands for justice. The party stands for inclusive South Africa. And inclusive South Africa, you almost have to accept that South Africa for too long has been based on exclusion. And that's why we need to bring South Africans together. And that's what, for me, standing for this position means, is that we need to bring South Africa together, because I believe that we are better together. For too long, we've been told that we need to live far apart from each other. But then, if the DA is to lead South Africa, it needs to move into the center, wherein all South Africans can look at the DA and they say, that's the political home that I want to belong to. The events of the last few weeks have not done that. It has left some people asking themselves, can I still want to belong to this organization? And it's up to people like myself. I mean, I've been in this organization for 17 years, and I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here until the DA is a true home for all South Africans. For me, that's the mission that I'm working towards, and something that I'll work till it's realized.
What we also saw was fractures within the party, the division. So I'm just wondering how you can close those fissures. And also the role that someone like Helen Zille played with Makashule and the divisions there in their relationship. Are you not worried that if you do get the top job, that you will be playing second fiddle to someone like her in that powerful position?
I'm not overly worried about that. The divisions, obviously, we have to move towards a unified DA. And you can only move it towards when you are talking about an inclusive South Africa, when you recognize that our past was unjust, when you also recognize that the ANC has failed to address the legacy of apartheid. Therefore, it's up to us as the DA to take that mantle and address forcefully and unambiguously the legacy of apartheid. If we are going to agree on that, then there will be no need for us to be divided on these matters. Because
South Africans are desperate for something that, or a party that presents a policy that isn't similar to ANC's. Do you have your own policies? Do you have a vision that is unique to DA, that is that is different from the ruling party.
Yeah, I mean, like, so one of the things that I do say is that we need a new thinking, we need a new direction. What used to work for us in the past will not work for us in the future. And for me, even when I interpret the election results, is that South Africans are yearning for something much more to the center of politics, much more inclusive, in both in its pronouncement, but also in its posture. I mean, there's nothing that we're going to lose as a party by working extensively, working extra hard to ensure that the legacies of the past injustices are addressed. And that, for me, is something that we need to move towards. I mean, it doesn't help, for instance, to have a debate on who's liberal, who's not. Because, I mean, by the way, the word liberal doesn't even exist in our constitution, but there's always seems to be this contest to say someone is less liberal to the other. And we need to be able to say South Africans don't care about that. They care about how best do we build an inclusive South Africa. And that's what, for me, it's paramount. That's why I came to the DA. That's why I joined the DA. That's why I remain in the DA, so that we can build this DA to truly represent all South Africans from all walks of life.
Okay, and let's try and reclaim those Saturday moments. Makashule Gana, thank you very much, and good luck in your race.
Thanks.